Yate Loluma, welcome back to Hopi Living in the City. Today I am working on transplanting some of my plants here. I got some soil. Check out my cheesy arm. I got some soil and I have to use it. Got some of this here. This, and I got some of this hormone here, plant hormone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to transplant this one. This is the one that I said was still doing well, where I just took a piece. These two didn't do well, this one and this one. So I got a couple pieces today of some other plants. This one here I need to trim, and then this one I need to trim and then dip it into some of that plant hormone, root hormone. So I am just going to start by getting some fresh soil, and I think I'll transplant some of these other ones here. This one I want to try to take a piece of this. You can see, I don't know what this is in here. You see it? Comment below if you know what that is. So I'll transplant this into a bigger pot. This one here. So I'll pour out some of this. Get that ready. And this one I got, I think, for my birthday last year. Maybe it's too wet. Look at, you see this stuff on the side here? I don't know what this is. Maybe we're watering it too much. I know my mom used to say water them only like once a week or something. But it seems like with this one, anytime we have some water in the house, that's, you know, when some people, you leave your water bottles laying around, and then you don't want to just waste it by spilling it out. So what we do is we end up pouring it in here, and maybe that's what some of that growth is. So let me do a demonstration of one of these. Well, before, so this one's transplanted, and then in here I will put some more soil. More soil in here, and then into this one I'll put this plant, because this one, it seems to be doing good and ready for a transplant. So I'll keep an eye on this one. I got to put it inside because I don't want it to get withered from the sun. So a lot of times when I'm walking around, I see some plants that look really nice, and so I say that I want to get some of those for myself. And I've been, like I said, I've been really trying to, what I want to do is be able to take plants from like some really nice Hopi peach trees, and be able to take a branch off of there, dip it in some of this rooting hormone, and then this isn't very sharp, and I apologize. I tried to look for a sharp one. So I'm just gonna try to expose some of the plant tissue, and then I'll dip it in. Oh, this is a brand new one. Look at the other one I have is in Pawaka. I was trying to do some transplanting over there, but I didn't stick around to keep them watered. So you just dip this in your hormone powder, and then just put it in there. Hopefully that'll grow. And then I have, let me see, I'll reuse this one. Yeah, these have way too much water, so maybe that was part of the problem. I don't know if you guys experience it, but sometimes when you're redoing your pot with some brand new soil, you tend to get some bugs in there. Some little tiny bugs, and they're annoying when they're in the house. And that's where I get in trouble a lot with, is having those little bugs around. So this one here, I'm going to cut some of the flesh again. Dip the stem in some water, and then dip the moistened stem into this root powder. I'm gonna pour a little bit of this in the hole. I tried this in Pawaka. I don't know if that's overkill, but we'll see. So there's that. And then this one I have left over. What I'm going to do with this one is I am going to try to take a piece of this plant. I'm going to cut one of the stems off, or one of the branches off. Maybe I'll try this one. Cut it right here. So I'm taking a piece of that, and I'm going to put it in here. But before I take this and put it in, I'm going to moisten the stem. Dip it in my hormone powder. Pour some of this powder in here. I don't know if that's going to be too much, but comment below if you have experience with this. And then I'm putting this in here, and then I'll just moisten these, not too much though, and just kind of, this really small ones I'll keep them inside, because I don't want the, it's in the high 110s this week. It's supposed to hit, I think, over 110 next week. So I'll keep these, I'll let them sit. I'm gonna put some water in them in a bit, and then I'll take them inside. So real quick, what I did during the spring was, we had some of these that were going to be pulled out. They were just growing off of the roots from the plants out in the surrounding landscape, and they were not they were just in the rocks, and the landscapers were going to pull them. So what I did was I took these out. I just pulled them out before the landscapers could chop them down and dispose of them, and they've been growing pretty good in here. I just pulled them out by their roots. It was after it rained, so it was really moist. And then this one here I put in the ground, because eventually I want to put a lot of the desert vegetation up around the house. And so you could tell this one is really struggling. I've been watering it a lot more lately, but I want to save those ones that people are gonna cut anyway, and then just grow them out so they don't get destroyed, and I'm not paying $30+ for some plants. We also have a type of saguaro up in the front that we've been growing for several years, and I want to eventually put those up as well. But that's what I'm doing this evening. And I tried this one as well, but I didn't pay as much attention to it. So I have this, and I have another small bag down here that I will use. Maybe I'll put some of this around this one up here so I can get some nutrients. And then go from there. So let me know what you have in your garden. If you have any tips on growing trees. I've been really wanting to start a an orchard just by taking branches and not having to grow them from the seeds. And then I also don't really want to do the whole what's the process, remember, where you take a plant or a tree that's already rooted and then you splice in another tree you want to grow, kind of like how they do avocados. I don't really want to do that. I want to have a full-on Hopi peach tree in my orchard, and we have some apples and peach trees out home that I want to use. And if I could perfect the technique, what I would love to do is go to the older orchards behind the mesa and take a little branch off of one of those that have been there, geez, since I was small, so over 30 years, and they're just, nobody's really tending to them, but they continue to thrive, and I'd like to get some of those and put them in the orchard. So just let me know what you think, if you have any tips, or if you do something similar at home. I'd like to know. Thanks for watching.